In we go on a Friday. Little bounce in my step. Live in Los Angeles, which of course is in California where the Warriors are. It's the Herd. However you may be listening. Wherever you may be listening. iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio, FS1. I wish the Celtics and the Heat the very best of luck going forward. I'm sorry, Joe. I'm a little obnoxious this morning. The old band got back together. They look pretty good.
Yeah, they are. They are in fact not washed. It is in fact not over. I mean, that's what we expected last night, but it's a dynasty, right? If they go on to win the championship, it's a dynasty.
I mean, think about this. Think how great Kevin Durant is. I mean, he's all-time great. Correct. I have him on my all-time teams. I have him on my third team. You could consider him for second. I love KD. They won before him, they won during him, and they're going after him. I mean, Brady leaves New England, the dynasty's over. Like, you're pretty special. So I want to start with this. I'll try not to be annoying. What a pleasure it is to watch Golden State. They're everything I love about sports. They care. They're clever. They're smart. They defend. They get in your face. They got a little flair. I'm watching that game last night against Dallas, and Dallas is good. And I'm thinking, not only are the Warriors a completely different level of basketball than the Mavericks, how much better are they than Phoenix, who is the best team in the league? The ease in which they score, the depth of how they score. I mean, how many guys were in double figures? 6, 7. The flexibility on both ends. The young Warriors, always ready for the moment. The old Warriors still got it. I was talking to Matt Barnes last night. Super smart guy. He's got a great podcast. We were talking about the Warriors. And, he used to play for them briefly. And I said, what's the secret sauce? And he said, you get all these guys are rich and all these guys are successful, and there are yet no egos. All they care about is winning. All they care about is winning. You know how rare that is in sports? The new guys come to the Warriors, they buy in Andrew Wiggins, and the old guys stay in, which is why KD leaving is so mystifying to me. I still don't get it. Why would you want to leave this? Whatever. But New England dominated for 20 years, and there was a lot of reasons, but they were never the most talented team. I thought the Randy Moss team was close, but they were never the most talented team. They were talented, they were smart, and they had the right guy, the right star facilitating it. Like Tom Brady would take a pay cut. Tom Brady worked that hard. You got to have the right guy. It's not about having a star. It's about having the right star. I've said that for years. Carmelo's a star. I never thought he was as committed on the defensive end, committed to teammates. LeBron, to me, is the right star. Tim Duncan, the right star. Brady. That's Steph. Steph's a star, and he acts like one of the guys. A lot of stars in the NBA, when they don't have the ball, they just sit over there and wait for it. There's not a single player in the league that moves like Steph without the ball. I'm talking about backups, 8th guy, 7th off the bench. I mean, seriously, or 5th off the bench. Nobody moves like him. It's a constant, perpetual working to get the ball, working off screens, cutting to get open, elevating others, breaking people down, finding the next guy. It's always about the right basketball play. And the other thing to remember is the other 3 teams in this are good. But think about all the questions you have with all these teams. Like Dallas, you got Luka, but there's questions about Luka. Will he ever defend? There's questions about who's the number 2. There's questions about if you re-sign Jalen Brunson, well, he's not a great defender, and Luka's not a great defender. Dallas is good, and we got questions. Miami's very, very good, but they don't have a number 2 scorer. Bam is probably a better 3 to a 4. And Jimmy Butler, inflammation of the knee thing, not going away. He plays so hard, that's here to stay. And then Boston, well, they've never proven they can win the big one. They're good, but if Jason Tatum's not hitting, usually he is, but when he's not, they have bad quarters and bad games. With Golden State, I got no questions. I get all answers. I got the right facilitator. I got the defensive guys. I've got the culture. I've got the scores. And then Klay Thompson decided last night, hey, everybody, I'm back. Old Klay is back. Good luck. So our championship teams don't have a lot of questions. They got a lot of answers. I get the other thing about Golden State, all these guys are still hungry. Think about it. Steph's never won a finals MVP. he's got something to prove. Clay, and I think he did it last night, wants to prove, hey, I've had a lot of injuries. I got 8 more years. Don't you dare give up on me. Draymond Green. Oh, Marcus Smart's the defensive player of the year. Well, why don't you come play in the finals? We're going to see all their stars have something to prove. Andrew Wiggins. I'm not a bust. I am absolutely not a bust. I will go and defend Jason Tatum or Jimmy Butler. We know that's not going to happen, but I said it just to cover my you-know-what. The point being is their stars all have something to prove. And Steve Kerr is sitting there thinking, sure be nice to win after we got dumped by KD. Do you know how rare it is when you have all the ingredients and instead of like the end of Shaq and Kobe, which was they were the dominant team, they had nothing to prove, and they irritated each other, and the band broke up. These guys all have a chip. It's a KD chip. It's a my injuries aren't going to define me chip. It's a Steph Curry, I can win a finals MVP chip. It's Draymond Green. How classic Warriors is it that Draymond Green gets to face Marcus Smart probably in the finals, the guy that won the Defensive Player of the Year? You know Draymond Green's going to use that. He's going to talk himself into, oh, nobody respects me. Oh, okay, let's see who's going to play defense. All I get with them is answers. And so I do wish whoever plays them next the very best, but I swear this morning I wake up and I think they're actually peaking now. Like this last series, I think they had some things to work on in Memphis. Clay wasn't last 3 or 4 games. I'm like, oh my Lord, Looney's better now. And now they get Peyton back. Here were the Warriors after.
This is a blessing. Obviously, it's a team effort to get back here. What Draymond said for us to be out the mix for the last 2 years and to be where we belong back in the finals. This is special. Our fan base to do it in this new building. We know this isn't the ultimate goal, but we got to celebrate this because all we went through these last 3 years. So.
No one has proven that they can move us off that spot, and that's the mindset that we come into this thing with. We understand what it takes to win a championship. We understand the process and how you have to get better throughout the course of the season. I can't say that I thought coming into this season like, yo, we're going to win championship or we're going to be in the NBA Finals. But I always believe with us 3 that we have a chance.
What a pleasure. Good luck, everybody else. So Luka's out, and there's a lot of talk about Luka getting in better shape and Luka being a better defender. So Luka has 4 years in the books in the NBA, and LeBron, we compared it after his 4 years in the NBA, and it's unbelievable how similar they are. It's like the same guy. And actually, their team success in year 4 is the same. Luka, year 4, finally takes his team on a long run. LeBron in year 4, that long run got him to the finals. Now, they got swept. But they finally, in year 4, these young men could put the team on their shoulders and just through will and determination and talent take them. To me, though, that's where it ends. Because LeBron was built to work well with others. And so I bought into LeBron very early. Even in high school, his average points per game his junior year and senior year were like 1 point. He could have scored 50 a game in high school. That's not who he is. LeBron's game is about elevating others. In fact, the knock on LeBron early, I thought it was unfair, but it was a legitimate argument was he doesn't want to take the shot. That's the opposite of Luka. Luka's got flaws, but he's going to take the shot. He's been taking that shot since he was 12. He wants to take the shot. He's not as much about, he'll pass to others, but he's going to be the scorer. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's Carmelo's game. That's Harden's game. That was Kobe's game mostly. LeBron's not. LeBron's more Magic. I said this for years. He's not Michael. He's Magic. He can give you 40, but LeBron wants to elevate others. The second thing is LeBron is not only a great athlete, Luka's a great basketball player, but LeBron is addicted to working out. I don't think you can convince guys to do that. Guys either like to lift weights, like to do the cardio. LeBron wakes up in the morning, from what he eats to the weight room, he is addicted to it. Russell Wilson, Tom Brady, they're addicted to it. I think that's in you or it's not. And so 4 years in, I keep hearing this from the media. Well, they're just kids. Not really. 4 years into any pro athlete's career, I know what I have. You can tweak it. I mean, 3 years into Mahomes, I knew exactly what you had. A wildly talented kid that mechanically can go sideways, and you're going to need a veteran coach to stay on his butt. That's exactly what he is today. It's exactly what he was year 2. You got to stay in him mechanically because he gets really loose. I know what Matt Stafford, if you go look at his career, even with Detroit, big arm, super talented, not overly emotional, sometimes takes some risk you don't love because of his arm strength, but it's the same guy. He's just got a better culture around him. Lamar Jackson's never going to be a great thrower of the football. He's gotten better, but I knew what he was by year 2. You go look in the NBA. 4 years into LeBron, I knew exactly what I had. Totally committed to winning, totally committed to body, was about making the right basketball play, not taking the final shot. That was a criticism for years. But that's always been what LeBron's about. Winning, taking care of his body, committed to the elevation of others, and make the right basketball play, which he got ripped for, but he's like, that's who I am. 4 years in, I know what Luke is. He's never going to be an elite defender. He's going to be one of the great scorers of all time. He can absolutely offensively carry you a long way, but he has to have the ball in his hands. His ball usage rate is not going to shrink dramatically. He's never going to be a great defender because the way he plays offensive basketball, it is physical. He needs the ball in his hand. He needs the bump and grind, and that will, unless he's in great shape, and I don't think he's got that devotion and obsessive nature about being in shape, is going to wear him out. There's a lot of Harden and a lot of Melo here. That doesn't mean Luka's not great.